At 78, Mick Fleetwood finally exposes Stevie Nicks' band secrets, and what he has revealed about the inner workings of Fleetwood Mac has stunned fans who thought they already knew everything about the group's legendary drama, because while the world fell in love with the music, songs like Dreams, Go Your Own Way, and Landslide, few realized the staggering amount of pain, betrayal, and chaos that fueled those timeless tracks. Secrets Mick has kept for decades, but now feels free to share as he reflects on a career that was as heartbreaking as it was historic. Fleetwood Mac was never just a band. It was a storm of fragile egos, tangled romances, and unspoken grudges. And Mick was always the one in the middle, the towering drummer who not only kept the beat, but also held the group together through scandals, breakups, and emotional explosions that could have destroyed lesser bands. Now Mick admits that Stevie Nicks carried burdens fans never saw, the pressures of fame mixing with private heartbreaks, affairs, and the grueling demands of recording and touring, all while projecting the image of a mystical, untouchable rock goddess. He reveals that Stevie often felt trapped inside her own legend, forced to live up to the expectations of millions while privately dealing with loneliness, addictions, and fractured relationships within the band itself. Mick himself was entangled in Stevie's story. His own secret romance with her in the late 1970s added another layer of tension to an already combustible atmosphere, something he now admits nearly tore the group apart. He describes how the band's infamous Rumors album was more than just a masterpiece. It was a diary of destruction, every lyric a wound, every chorus a confession that the band could not speak in words. Mick exposes how Stevie, despite being the face of strength on stage, was often the one most affected by the non-stop cycle of heartbreak, substance abuse, and the endless pressure to perform when her world was falling apart behind closed doors. And yet, Mick also makes clear that these very struggles gave birth to some of the greatest music of all time, music that continues to resonate across generations because it came from real, raw human suffering. At 78, Mick no longer hides the fact that the cost of success was staggering. Friendships shattered, loves lost, and years consumed by excess that could never be regained. He exposes the truth about the band's fragile unity, that Fleetwood Mac survived not because of harmony, but in spite of its absence, driven forward by a mix of genius and dysfunction that no one could replicate. Now, looking back, Mick speaks of Stevie not only as a bandmate, but as someone who carried the soul of Fleetwood Mac on her shoulders, often at great personal expense. The secrets he has revealed are not meant to tarnish her legend, but to show the world that behind the witchy icon in flowing black dresses was a woman who sacrificed almost everything for the music. The tragedy, Mick admits, is that while the band created eternal art, the scars it left on their lives never fully healed, and the truth of Stevie's struggles makes their story even more heartbreaking. For fans, Mick's words are a reminder that the beauty of Fleetwood Mac's music was born from some of the ugliest realities imaginable. And now, as he reflects with the wisdom of age, he finally exposes the band's secrets that prove legends are not made without suffering, and that even Stevie Nicks, the most iconic of them all, paid a price beyond measure.